What is up, everyone? So we're going to be coming at you today with another Pokemon VGC Regulation J video. Today we're going to be focusing on Pecharunt. Pecharunt is a Pokemon that a lot of us have not pulled out of the PC box since we beat the DLC. And I'm telling you guys, get your Pecharunt out and train it because we got a perfect team for you. So Pecharunt right away is a ghost poison type, which is great because guess what? For VGC players, you don't have to worry about the fake out pressure, which is very huge. You get to just start the battle and just start ripping it. So we did go Terra Dark on the Pecharunt here, mainly because we don't want to get taunted because of the way we play this Pokemon. So right now, the first thing I want you guys to take away is its ability, Poison Puppeteer. If this Pokemon poisons a target, the target also becomes confused. So it's essentially like a 2-for-1. And you know, I used to play a lot of Alolan Muck back in the day, and I like Poison Gas on that. So Pecharunt got Poison Gas, and I immediately knew I had to cook. Poison Gas poisons the foes, plural. So legit, this is a spread move. It's gonna hit both Pokemon. And that's gonna be really good because legit, turn one, you hit both Pokemon, they're poison, and they're also confused as a bonus. Shadow Ball is just gonna be standard good damage. There's gonna be a lot of Calorexes in the format still, you know, everyone brings their horse with them. Terra Dark is mainly for that. It's also to kind of defend us a little bit against a knockoff from an Incineroar until we can handle it. Shadow Ball, we got Recover, we got Protect, we got Citrus Berry. Now sure, I thought Leftovers, but at the same time, we got Dozo on the job. So I felt like it would have been wasted on Pecharunt. So right now, if I hop right into the EVs here, 244 in HP, 164 defense, 100 Spadef. What I need you guys to understand is Pecharunt has an insanely high 160 base defense. That's nuts. That is literally nuts. So it can eat some hits. It can really eat some hits. So we got that. We got a little bit of Spadef, you know, kind of take some of the spread damage, things like that. So that's the main thing I want you guys to take away, Poison Gas. We got Calyrex here as well. Terra Water on the Cali, Glacial, High Horsepower, Trick Room, Protect. These are all going to be good moves. These are standard Cali moves, you know. We did opt for Brave Nature here just to make this Calyrex as slow as possible because, you know, in all honesty, there's a lot of Pokemon that are a lot faster than us, especially for a team like this. You know, one Tornadus, you know, it gets out of hand. So we got Clear Amulet, protect us from Intimidate, from Incen, and all we did here, we just maxed his HP and maxed his attack because as you guys can see, Calyrex has some impressive stats already. 130 Spadef, 150, 165, like this thing is nuts. So we have all that set up. Tinglu's the next Pokemon. Tinglu is going to be very nice, literally one of the ruinous Pokemon. I think there's going to be an event soon that kind of gives away all the ruinous Pokemon. I know Wu Qin was just recently given out. Qin Pao's next, so soon, if you guys don't have it already, you guys can get a Tinglu in game or give it a couple weeks and you get it in the mystery gift. But back into it, Tinglu, Terra type Fairy to kind of protect us from things like close combat mainly, you know, Urshifu, Zamazenta as well, especially with all the body press Zama. So that's what I kind of want to focus on there. I did give it a Rocky Helmet just because it does have decent defense. And I'd rather get hit by a contact move and kind of damage them in return. Vessel of Ruin is the big thing to take away. Active Pokemon without this ability have their special attack multiplied. You know, essentially, it's cutting special attack. You know, so that's gonna be really good. Sandtomb, I like Sandtomb. Granted, it's 85% accuracy, 15% margin of error, but it traps and damages the target for 4 to 5 turns. So legit, if you use this on the Paris Trap team, they can't get away before, you know, they'll die from Paris Song before this is over. So I like to have Sandtomb. Stab does a little bit of damage each turn. Pecharunt over here, right? Pecharunt is poisoning them, chipping them down, confusing them. Tinglu is spinning them in a Sandtomb. So they're going to be taking some nasty chip damage. Ruination is going to help us speed the process up it's going to do equal damage to half the target's HP. So it's essentially like a super fang for the old school players. Protect is going to be good because essentially we kind of want to play in a stall type manner, you know, kind of make the opponent waste things. We got Snarl here. It's just spread damage. We can hit Cali Shadow, kind of weaken it down a bit, things like that. HP 228. We gave it 36 defense, kind of help us soak up some hits, especially against like Zama. Spadef 244. I just kind of want this thing to be bulky on the special side because it kind of helps round the team out. So there is that. 45 speed. Impish Nature. Impish Nature is going to be good. We're just going to get more defense. And the next angle on this team I kind of want to speak on is Dozo. Now, Dozo is legit cracked. Always bring a Dozo. It's always nice to have it. It's just a fun Pokemon, you know, especially if you just want to like sit back. Base 150 HP. We put 124 on that, 132 in defense, and we just maxed out a special D. Impish Nature, kind of the same thing here with the Ting-Lu. And I did give it leftovers. Unaware is going to be good because say a Pokemon sets up Swords Dance, or say like if Arceus Swords Dance E-Speed or whatever, we're not even going to care that it did Swords Dance up to +6, you know. Substitute, you know, it's going to be good. You know, we can kind of play the stall game there. Fisher for sure. You know, that's kind of a fun move to spam. Dozo's so tanky. Your Dozo most of the time is going to survive more than like 8 turns, so you can get Fishers. And Liquidation is just going to be a stab water move. You know, it's more accurate than Aqua Tail, and we're not going to take any recoil. You know, say we ran like Wave Crash. Wave Crash has a lot of recoil, so this is kind of the safest way. Terra type Dragon is going to be on here as well, just to where we can protect ourselves against like opposing things. But normally we don't really need to Terra the Dozo from my experience playing this team. And we got Tatsu, Chilling Water. That's going to be good because you can use that against things like Groudon. You can use it against things like Zama. You can use it against things like Calyrex. Say they didn't have Clear Amulet, of course, but it's just a generally good thing. It's like a support Tatsu, you know, max speed, max HP. We just want it to do something before it goes down, or do something until Dozo arrives on the scene. So we got all that. Chilling Water, Helping Hand is going to be really good because essentially Helping Hand, it'll just give more power to Glacial, stuff like that. Protect, kind of, you know, same thing. Stall, kind of keep things going. We got Focus Sash just because Tatsu doesn't have the best defenses at all. And we just got Terra Dragon, you know, rounded out. And then we got Clefairy here as well. Clefairy is Terra Ground specifically against Miraidon. I feel that is pretty neat. Miraidons mainly are either going to be choice specs, or I've seen some AV sets, but most of the time they literally run 3 electric moves, you know? So with that being said, Terra Ground, follow me. If you're fighting a Miraidon, I mean, you got Clefairy and you got Ting-Lu. That's your answer, you know? So we got that. Follow me for good redirection. Knockoff, good support. Life Dew is going to be really great because we have Friend Guard. Your allies are going to take 1/3 of the damage. So Calyrex, Pecharunt, Ting-Lu, Dozo, like legit, you want to be able to hit these Pokemon as hard as possible, and Clefairy is going to be right in your way. And we got Protect there, Eviolite, you know, it's going to essentially double its defenses here. That's why for you inexperienced players, Clefairy is used a lot in VGC just because it's a good redirection. It could soak up some damage, you know? So this is pretty much the team here. I call this timer gaming because essentially you can bring your opponents to timer with this team, as you always know. But let's hop onto the battlefield. Make sure you guys put the rental in, and I'm going to walk you guys through how to use this team. Alright, this is going to be a good one. Let's see what his lead is. Urshifu and Torn. Okay. Urshifu and Torn. That's an okay lead. That is an okay lead by my standards. right here, I kind of want to take advantage of that poisonous gas, right? Poisonous gas, I want to Terra here. And I'm going to go for the Sand Tomb on Ursh. So my opponent going to go for a Terra on his own. I'm hoping my opponent locks in and they attack the Ting-Lu. Because the Ting-Lu, honestly, that Rocky Helmet chip is going to be perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna Terra the Ting-Lu here. All right, there we go. Okay, Rain Dance is in play. This gives Urshifu so many boosts. Okay, so he's attacking the Pecharunt, and look. Pecharunt's taking this pretty well for it to be an Urshifu, Terra, in the rain. In the rain? Come on, guys. Come on. Come on, Pecharunt. Come on, Pecharunt. Do we hit both? Do we hit both? Ah, Torn avoids it. But Urshifu takes it, okay. That's fair, that's fair. Poisonous Puppeteer is gonna kick in. And what I like about this is it makes the opponents confused. And if Urshifu hurts itself with confusion because it has a high attack stat, it's going to be able to take more damage from that. So it's going to be really good to use, especially against the physical attackers. So Urshifu's going to be hit by the Sand Tomb. So this is kind of good here. This is good. So I want to recover the Pecharunt here. And I meant Snarl would be cool. But we're going to go for a Ruination. I'm pretty sure that Urshifu is Scarfed. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Does it hurt itself with confusion? Surging Strikes, okay. That's fair. Okay, Pecharunt goes down. That's okay, though. That's okay. Oh, man. The crit on Ting-Lu. Crazy. But there's a Ruination. And now we're going to get Poison and Sand Tomb. Mind you, Urshifu can't switch right now because the Sand Tomb traps the opponent for 4 to 5 turns. A little extra damage. So Tatsu's into play. Here we go. And yeah, in a way we kind of feel safe, right? We feel pretty safe. Because at this point, this Urshifu pretty much dies. It really can't touch us at all. So I'm going to Helping Hand the Ting-Lu. Actually. Let's just Chilling Water the Torn. And we'll Snarl. I mean, Urshifu could hurt himself with confusion right here. Oh, beautiful. 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 So Ursh goes down. Ursh goes down. Chilling Water. Rain boosted. Splish Splash, you know. And there's a Snarl, gonna weaken Torn a little bit. Oh no, Covert Cloak. I'm gonna protect the Tatsu here. I figure the Ruination will be the best play. Oh yeah, Blinkwind takes out Tinglu here. Alright, it's up to Dozo here. Yeah, I want to set up a sub, but that Torn with the taunt, I don't think it's going to go over so well. But we are +2 in the rain, one more turn of rain. Arceus is probably going to protect here. So I'm going to go ahead and Liquidation the Torn. Okay. No protect on Arceus. Judgment though. Just to get Torn out of here. And we got a little bit of lefties. Instant, okay. Probably gonna fake me out, yep. Heard. Let me see. So Terror's already used, so at this point, I just take out the Ensign, and we'll deal with Arceus in a second, right? Judgment though. Okay, not bad, not bad. Now, do we take the Ensign out one hit? Ensign is Ensign, right? Damn, this is a gamble. This is a gamble. Damn, okay. Yeah, that Arceus is tough. It's mainly because it's special Arceus. If it was like E-Speed Arceus, Doza would have been like walling that thing down. GG's. So yeah, we're just gonna try to make our game 2 adjustment now. Alright, trainers, so we're gonna be using the Pecharunt team now. I kind of want to show you guys how this team works in real time so you guys kind of see the ins and outs of how to properly use it in the battle to the best of its ability. So we're going to lead Pecharunt and Tinglu. And based off what my opponent has, I mean, right away, I'm looking at the prioritizing the big dogs here. We got Cali Ice, we got Incineroar, we got Urshifu. Legit, there's really no reason for me to bring my own Ursh or my own Cali. So I'm going to do that. I'm gonna bring Tatsu Dozo in the back and kind of go off of that. Like I really want to showcase this Pecharunt because, you know, Pecharunt, I'm pretty sure everyone's Pecharunt is still sitting in the PC after the DLC. No one really pulled it out and EV trained or anything, but that's why I'm making this video today, you know, because Reg J is where it's at. So let's see what my opponent decides to lead with. Okay, Torn and Urshi. So let's see what happens here. So right away, based off of like what they got, I'm pretty sure they're gonna set Rain Dance up. Torn technically could taunt me, but let's hope he doesn't. So we're gonna go right into the Poison Gas, right? Poison Gas. I want to Terra here, and I want to go for a Sand Tomb into the Ursh in a way. Let me see. Poison Gas. We'll do Ruination. I was hovering over that for a good little bit. I feel like Ruination may be the play here. So clearly my opponent's probably going to go for some Terra Water shenanigans. Terra Water, Surging Strike in the rain, in a swimming pool, Hurricane boosted. You know, Urshifu just does so much. But here we go. I'm going to Terra my Pecharunt here. Okay, Pecharunt kind of taking that like a champ. Citrus time. Okay, now let's hope I can land both of these Poison Gases. Come on, Pecharunt, you got it. You got it. Nice. Ursh is poison. Perfect. Poison Puppeteer. We're in their brain. And Torn is poison. Yes, sir. Now, my opponent has a chance to hit itself in Confusion next turn. So much rain, Ting Lu can't even land the Ruination. I mean, from this position, we'll get Tatsu in play, because he's probably going to try to aim that thing again. I'm going to hard switch Tatsu Dozo. I'm just thinking quick up my feet here, because I can gain a lot of momentum here if my opponent does fall victim to the Confusion. We got a lot of momentum. Okay, let's see what goes down. Come on, Urshi. Nice, I was able to avoid that much. Now Torn, come on. There's a chance, there's a chance. Okay. And that's fair. That's fair. So essentially what we did is in the beginning, we kind of caught my opponent off guard. Not a lot of people are used to fighting Pecharunt. We were able to kind of soak up and Citrus Berry recover that Surging Strike. Now we got Dozo and Tatsu right into the mix. So now we're in the driver's seat right now. And the thing is though, we know Urshi can't possibly, what's it called? He can't protect. So we'll see what we can do here. Liquidation. Okay, my opponent doesn't want me setting up a sub. That was plan A. That was definitely plan A. Can Urshi hurt itself in Confusion, please? Nope. Okay. That's okay though. So I'm gonna see how much damage I do with the rain boosted +2 liquidation. Let's see. We may be able to sell this meal right now. Liquidation? Not enough. Urshifu withdrawal, okay. Definitely trying to preserve it. Okay, at least we got Torn out of the way. So, next turn I'm essentially forced to protect unless my opponent brings back Urshifu. But I saw that Arceus in the back too, so the Arceus could easily start setting up Swords Dance, Extreme Speed, or Calm Mind Boost. That taunt really did a number on us. Fake out. So in a way, Tatsu's gonna have to bring it back for me a little bit. Dozo shakes the taunt off. That doesn't really matter too much. You know, you can't switch when you're in Commander. So yeah, Dozo's gonna go down here. Maybe if I had a little bit more health. Yeah, I'm right in range. Maybe if I was at like 60-ish, 60 health. Okay, the poison does go down, so Pecharunt was still fighting in the back. So, Instance coming back in. Let's see. 124. At this point, I'm gonna have to go Ting Lu. I'm gonna have to go Ting Lu at this point. Okay, so now, I mean, we're still in a decent position. From where we started, we're in a decent position. I kind of want to taunt that Arceus. Kind of keep it in check with Snarl, you know? At the same time, we'll protect. This is a bad position because everyone's weak to Arceus right now. I'll protect. And I'll rule nation. Yeah, the Ruination is the only thing that's going to be able to cut through this Combine. See, I need Icy Wind on the Tatsu, I feel. Man, the Tatsu goes down, okay. Maybe Pecharunt can bring it back here with the Poisonous Puppeteer. Poison Gas. Okay, let's see what goes on here. There's not too much they can do here. I mean, the Judgment's very threatening. Can Arceus hurt itself with Confusion? Oh, it does. Perfect. Man, Arceus is such a beast. Yeah, we're gonna have to really lock in the Pecharunt strengths here. So we're gonna go for Protect. Come on, Arceus. Nice. So you guys can kind of see how Pecharunt really does pull his weight when it comes to a defensive anchor to the team. Come on, Arceus. Crazy. So yeah, we went ahead and got another recover off. We're kind of getting lucky against his Arceus right now. Instead of we're not going for the Flare Blitz because, you know, that recoil damage will really add up, especially when you're poisoned. Yeah, so Incineroar goes down next turn. Definitely goes down next turn. I'm gonna protect the Pecharunt here. because Arceus is getting really close in range. Arceus snaps out of confusion, and there's the judgment. Okay. U-turn. Arceus is getting in range. So essentially I gotta survive what, 2 more turns? Essentially. I mean, it's +1. +1 single target. We're gonna have to go for the Shadow Ball. And the Pecharunt goes down. Jeez. Okay. GG's. Yeah, Pecharunt really did kind of showcase how defensive it could be. But we're gonna see what adjustments we can make for our second game. All right, trainers. So we're gonna be hopping into our next battle here. We're going against the same team. I like to do best 2 out of 3 to kind of really showcase the adjustments. So in this one, I kind of want to go Pecharunt, and I want to go Calyrex to kind of put that pressure going. Clefairy would be really nice here because my opponent did have some good redirection. And I mean, Tinglu kind of did his job, but I kind of wasn't using it so much in the end. But yeah, I think Dozo. I think Dozo will be good here regardless. So let's run this play. Like I said, we got tons of Reg J stuff coming out until we get back into Reg H. But let's see what my opponent leads with here. So that Torn and that Urshi is problematic. Okay, so my opponent made the adjustment to Ensign and Cali. Okay. So this is the tech here, right? So we can't get faked out, right? By the same time, Ensign's probably gonna go for a knockoff, right? So I'm gonna protect here. And maybe I can go for high horsepower. Let's see. Terra Dark. I don't think my opponent would expect me to Terra Dark though. Well, let's do it. Terra Dark, Poison Gas. I want a high horsepower of the Ensign. I want the Ensign off the board. So here we go. That new mystery gift jacket, the little tracksuit, it looks fire. It really does look fire. All right, here we go. So Pecharunt going for the Poison Gas. Okay, no fake out. No fake out, I'm surprised. So he's probably going for hard knockoff into the Sinister here. But Poison Puppeteer gonna kick in. This is actually so good. Let's see. Poison Puppeteer on the Ensign, on the Cali, and the cool thing is both of these Pokemon have high attack stats, so if they hurt themselves, they will take a little more damage than usual. Yeah, the hard knockoff was very obvious. I need Cali to hit itself with confusion though, at least. Yo, that's crazy. Speak it into existence. Speak it into existence. And look, now the poison's gonna kick in. Huge. That is so huge. So now I'm gonna go for Shadow Ball into the Calyrex. I'm at Shadow Ball into Calyrex. No. Hold up. I mean, I do got a lot of Trick Room mons, in a sense. I'm gonna hit the Ensign. Well, actually, no. Yeah, Shadow Ball on Cali. And World Glacial. Cause I kind of want to get that +1. That +1 would be invaluable. So we're gonna do a little bit of chip to Urshi. Come on, Ensign. Okay, nice. My opponent was able to kind of pivot back. My opponent was able to pivot back, and now he has fake out pressure for a future turn. Is Torn coming out? Cali, okay. So yeah, my opponent, smart, very smart. Calyrex gonna take some nice poison chip damage there. Let's see. I mean, Pecharunt's kind of doing his thing. I just wish I had another way to apply the confusion. Because once they swap out, man, it's kind of tough to kind of bring it back a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna hit the Calyrex. Okay, my opponent's gonna Terra here. Are they gonna Terra Fire? Terra Water? Terra Dark. Ooh, okay, okay. But that does open them up to our Glacial, though. Hold up. Pecharunt survives the CC, baby. Pecharunt survives the CC. There we go. I tell you, Pecharunt does have really good defense. Throat Chop. Calyrex barely holds on to that. But a Glacial is all we need, right? Perfect. So look, Calyrex survives the Glacial, but now, watch the beauty. Watch the beauty. We got Pecharunt's poison finishing the job. Just like in the Darkrai video we did, Darkrai's signature ability, Bad Dreams, is just picking up KOs. And look, Pecharunt's poison, same deal. Same deal. That's kind of what I like about the Mythicals in a way. They kind of got the one thing that sets them apart from others, you know? So we'll see what we can do here. Okay, so right here is kind of an obvious double protect, right? I get to block out the Ensign. I'm gonna double protect, and Ensign should go down here. And I'm thinking of going for Recover and also Trick Room to kind of set back up. So Judgment onto Pecharunt. Okay. And that's enough for Ensign to go down. Yeah, that poison, I mean, it becomes a battle of attrition, really. And you know, we're kind of been playing straightforward, not too much with stall so much. I mean, these other two are fresh. You see how much Calyrex did. I'm gonna go for Poison Gas and Trick Room. Okay, so Trick Room is in play now. Trick Room's in play. So now we can bring in the Clefairy. We can Life Do, right? We can pop another Glacial. Single target damage. It'll be doing way more. And we're +1. I think we're +1. And also, look, Friend Guard Clefairy essentially is going to be having some of that damage too. So, I mean, we could just follow me as well, right? But will life do? Arceus goes for the protect, okay. And I will say special attacking Arceus is kind of a tough nut to crack. Like E-Speed Arceus, okay, you know, you can kind of counterplay that with Psychic Surge or Farigiraf, you know, Terra Ghost, there's a lot of counterplay. But just Arceus just throwing like raw judgments at you, I mean, there's really not much you can do to defend against that. So now what we're going to do, we're just going to go for some follow me spam and Glacials. See if we can't clean it up this way. Like I said, I do respect a good Arceus. I mean, he's literally the one mythical we should all be building around. Let's see how much damage that does. It does have base 120 defense. Yep, of course God will survive that. Okay, so I think, yeah, we essentially win here, right? Let's see, 2 turns of Trick Room. I'm gonna go for Life Dew, Glacial. Just in case, you know, just in case Clefairy does go down to a Stray Judgment. Clefairy's gonna go for the Life Dew, there we go. Get that little bit of 25% healing. So now we're just gonna follow me. Follow me, Glacial. Ooh, man, look at that. How many protects? How many protects is God allowed? That's insane. Like I said, this is going to be a really good team to try. I mean, I've been playing this one a little more straightforward, but like, if you guys are familiar with like using stall teams and stuff, you guys can see how like unbreakable this kind of is in a sense, you know, especially for this meta. You don't really got to deal with too much. So we're going to go for another follow me and a Glacial again. Like I said, in general, this is a great team to be using for this format. Come on. I swear, if it gets another protect, I gotta rethink my career in Pokemon. Okay. Trick Room still in play? No. Judgment. Crit to Clefairy, a crit. Yo. Clefairy didn't stand a chance. That's why I did those Life Dews when I did. Legit. Nice. Okay, so we were able to win the Battle of Attrition and get rid of this Arceus. Yeah, like I said, I really hope you guys all enjoy this team. And be sure to use that rental, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.